What's going on, everybody? My name is David, and this is my nephew, Burton. And there's two things that we share, and that is our last name and our love for movies and TV shows and just good storytelling. And this is what this channel is about. It is about just us reviewing and reacting to, movies, shows, and things that we just love to watch. And today on the dock, Burton, we got The Mandalorian, man, season 2, episode 6. So we're going to talk about that. We've both been watching it from the beginning, and now we're finally getting to some nitty gritty of it. I'm interested to hear, I haven't asked you yet what you think about the episode. I kind of know what you think about the show. So let's talk about first what we like about this episode. I know you're probably going to get into it a little bit about what you think about the show, but tell me, what'd you like about today's episode?
Overall, honestly, the first was like Boba Fett was really cool to see. I was really hoping that we'd see him soon because like with the show as a whole, I've been really annoyed by just nothing. Like I felt like a main plot. Like I was just waiting for something to happen, and then we saw Boba Fett early on in the show, and I was like it'd be really cool to see him come through, and he finally showed up. And when I saw the ship, I was like, that was pretty cool. But he was cool, and then I really felt like the Jedi vibe has been cool.
Yeah.
We've been talking about Jedis, like the Mandalorian doesn't know what the Jedis are, which is kind of weird. But going to temple, Baby Yoda doing something. We don't even know what that was yet.
Right.
And then Boba Fett getting his armor was really cool. He really went just beast mode after, just destroying people. But that was really. I just thought the whole Star Wars. The show I really like how it makes it feel like Star Wars more than other. I would say Star Wars things they've dropped. It just really feels like Star Wars oriented, and I thought that was a really cool episode with the dark saber scene at the end again.
Looked like he was about to shank Grogu.
Yeah, no, that was really. I don't know what that weapon really is because I never really watched the Clone Wars or Rebels, but it seems really cool.
Which just talking about, that's the reason why the last episode you liked, you said it was okay, but people that probably watched the Clone Wars, Rebels,
they probably liked it better.
Right.
To me, the problem I have with the show is I feel like it relies too much on knowing everything about Star Wars.
Yeah.
I was talking to one of my friends, he's like, this is gonna be the next Game of Thrones, and I was like, I would like it to, but it just doesn't have the every episode isn't amazing. It's 20 minutes of side quests and then 5 minutes of putting the main story going on. And I feel like this episode was finally a full episode of just progressing the story through to next week's.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool. And then I'm kind of interested in what they do with Boba Fett though, because is he gonna be a good guy? Is he gonna be helping them? Or does he have a different plan at the end he's gonna turn on him? Because I thought the show was Boba Fett versus the Mandalorian. That's what the rumors thought were. But it's pretty cool. He's like, no, I'll help you guys out. I was like, all right, let's see how this goes.
He got his armor back. He's like, all right, man, I'm in.
Yeah, I'm down.
It was interesting, man. I like kind of similar thing, man. I love Boba Fett coming back. But then there's something that I didn't like about that, and I'll get into that in a second. But I thought it started off strong. I think it did push the story. I thought Boba Fett coming and him having that scene was just super dope. Him coming and just he just owned them. I actually thought that scene was better than Ahsoka's entrance.
Yeah.
I just thought just the whole fight scene and how he just demolished all the stormtroopers was super dope. And I thought the scene with Grogu on, the rock was actually really, really dope. Now, something that I hated that the writing did was they kept making the Mandalorian go back and trying again. It's the dude's been blasted 3 times.
Yeah.
Well, why are you going to keep trying to do that?
What I was worried about in that scene is I was talking with my friends. They're maybe they'll make the Mandalorian force sensitive. And I was like, oh, I don't really. I was like, please don't the third try. He all of a sudden can just grab him. And then it would have made no sense.
Yeah, it was definitely. So I like that. I like the Boba Fett scene. I like the, the Grogu scene on that. And, I liked actually seeing them in the ship and seeing him bring the dark saber. I thought that was really cool. So those things that I thought was awesome. and I like that it just pushed the story. It finally seems like we're getting somewhere, and
Yeah.
that's what I like. So yeah, now things we like, we kind of like similar things. Tell me what you disliked about this episode.
Let me think. Well, one, I just want to say this. Like, why do stormtroopers wear armor? Like, I mean, they just get shot one time. Like, he's just hitting them with the stick
Yeah,
and he's killing them. Um, honestly, I didn't have too many things that I didn't like dislike about the episode. The only things I just really don't love about the show is every episode, it's like they just fight a random stormtrooper army, which is kind of what they did again. Like this episode, it's more like we have to do this. Well, then we have to fight these people, and it's just kind of getting old. I feel like every episode is like
mm,
stormtroopers, and it's just kind of like that kind of gets old. But this episode was the first one where like I didn't pull my phone out and kind of like scroll while it was going on. It was actually like because it was Boba Fett though. I was like, I want to see
yeah,
Boba Fett fight. I really didn't care for the who was the I don't even remember the other girl. I think she's a season 1 person.
yeah. I didn't remember, but that's the reason why they showed her in the end, like before the episode started. It showed what kind of happened
Okay.
to her.
See, I skipped the recap. I was
Yeah,
kind of just trying to get into it, but they I kind of liked what the overall episode. I mean, last week this is the first episode really I could be like I didn't like I liked these things. I didn't like anything else.
and it sucks because it was the shortest episode though too.
Yeah, well, maybe that's what like maybe I liked about it because it was just like short, but it was all like main stuff going on, main storyline instead of just an hour long of side plot. And then like the one episode when they went to like he found out about Ahsoka, I felt like it
Yep.
was all just like 20 minutes of like just filler. And
Yeah.
then you found out that girl was from like I didn't know that girl was from Clone Wars. And then so I'm watching it and everyone's like, this is the best episode. And I was like, it was kind of like an all right episode. And then the only payoff was with the Ahsoka and that girl from Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And I'm like this episode, even though like it relied on Boba Fett stealing the crowd, it was kind of like the story was good. Like it was a good episode. But it honestly made me want a Boba Fett show more than a Mandalorian show. It's kind of like maybe we should just
Mm,
watch him fly around, and I want to learn out what like he's going through too. Where was he at through all this stuff?
yeah. So
Because that's a lot of
those only things you kind of disliked.
yeah, just like a repetitiveness. I'd say
Yeah.
nothing really storytelling, other than yeah, not really anything storytelling. I thought it was a solid episode. Better
Yeah.
than I think it's my favorite episode of the show so far.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite episode too, but there is like a couple of things that stick out to me that I was like, that kind of that's kind of whack. First thing is I love Boba Fett was in it, but how they had him come back because you saw him episode 1 of season 2, and then so far down, episode 6 of the season, he comes back and it just so happens that he tracks him down on
Yeah,
this planet, and during that, so I felt like they kind of just put that in and rushed that in. It would have been kind of cooler to see them interact before now, maybe in Tatooine, maybe something like that. But I get that. I get the point of the writing to make it happen when Grogu's on there, so it has them work together, has them do that. I totally get that. The other thing that I think was interesting when I watched it, I was like, "Oh, come on, Disney!" And that was the Dark Troopers remind me of Iron Man.
yeah. It was kind of they're kind of cool, but I don't really understand what they like. They just had them and they just
Yeah,
never used them to now. I feel like the problem I have with these Star Wars shows is like they're all taking place in between other stuff going on, but then they're
yeah.
like, oh, we actually have these dark troopers. Like, where have they been? Like, that's the
They just
like they
came out of nowhere.
nowhere. They just pull up just like big
Yeah.
Iron Man suits. Like, we'll take
No,
the bait.
it's because all, after, the original, movies, because this is when it takes place. I guess they're too busy still celebrating, right?
Yeah,
Here's these little remnant of the empire. They're getting this group together, like we're about to get back out and we're about to create the empire again. And it's like, how'd you let that happen? How you just let this dude just create all these clones and create these dark troopers that look like Iron Man and come into that. So
yeah. I love how this takes place right after they won, like episode 6, like
yeah,
them defeating the Empire, but they're still everywhere. Like every episode's had stormtroopers, like bases, and then Boba Fett was like, the Empire's back. I've been knowing that. Like, I think the whole world has known that. Like, everywhere he's gone, he's had to fight stormtroopers. Where Boba
Yeah.
Fett was on Tatooine, like he went back to then he went back to Tatooine like a recent episode and fought like that huge stormtrooper base where he found out
Yeah.
about cloning. Did Boba Fett just not see that? I mean, I
He's
don't
in his
know.
own world, dude, man. I mean, he came out of that whatever he got eaten by. So
Yeah.
he's been pretty messed up, dude.
I
What
wonder
would
what
be
I want to know his plot though. Like, is he angry at like the Empire? Like, I mean, he's
he should be
helping. Like,
angry at Luke, man. That's who he should
that's
be
what I'm
going
thinking.
after.
Because his parents were killed. His dad was killed by Jedi's.
Yep.
Luke put him in there, like, but he's about to help the Mandalorian take a baby that's gonna be a Jedi probably, or he's gonna be find a Jedi. Like, that's why I just don't think he's a good guy. I feel like he's
Maybe he wants to be the person that shanks Grogu.
yeah, maybe he takes over and has a plan or something.
Maybe that's what he wants to do. I don't know. And that's the other thing is I wish that it would have interacted with maybe hearing a Jedi voice or something. It'd been super dope if we heard Luke's voice or something.
They you see all like the Sebastian Stan stuff saying they're gonna like have him play Luke. I saw
I would
like
like that. That'd be dope.
well, apparently he's like been all for it, and like apparently Mark Hamill's like down, and there's like rumors I've been seeing on like on Twitter because like I have like a group me and we talk about it, and they said like maybe like they think Luke will be in the season finale, like Sebastian
I
Stan's
think they
already
should.
filmed, and he'll be in the end. I think that'd be really cool.
People will go crazy, man. I'd go
People would
crazy
actually
because
go crazy.
I,
I
I
just want to
want
see.
I want to see a Luke between the Return of the Jedi and what we saw in the Last Jedi. I
Yeah,
want to see what he did. So just really quick to end it, let me ask you, what's your rating? What's your letter grade for this episode?
I'd give it like an A minus, honestly. Like, I mean, my
Yeah,
expectations for the show have kind of been like just like dulled. I've been not really as excited as I was before, but I think this episode, like, I'm ready for next week's episode. I'm ready to see like where the season like takes. Like, only a couple episodes left, but
yeah.
it's kind of got me back in. Like the last week's episode of Ahsoka was really cool, and I was like, okay, like maybe it'll pick up. And this episode was like, thank you, like finally, because I've been just kind of on my phone throughout the show, like watching it, but then this is the one I don't even think I touched my phone. I was like so locked in.
Yeah, no, I agree. I give it an A minus. I think it's been the best episode so far, and it's the one that I'll probably remember the most, just because of the tension and because of Boba Fett and his scene. So, well, that's dope, man. Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Make sure you like and subscribe for this channel. We're gonna keep doing videos and reviews, and it's gonna be fun, man. I'm excited. We're gonna jump into a whole bunch of different stuff. So, check y'all later.